Okay, so I know I keep coming back to back to back to back, but this is actually something pretty interesting. It's not interesting, it's scary, but it's interesting that this is happening. So we know that instead of doing all of the talks for having our House and Senate and whatnot, the House do all of these talks for Ghislaine Maxwell and all this kind of stuff, they were trying to just say, well, let's go on break quick now before all of that, so we don't have to deal with that kind of repercussion on us, and we could just have plausible deniability. Well, well, here comes an old Trumpster fire, and what does he say? Before you guys go, I need you to go through and push through what is it? It is 150 confirmations. 144 of them are pretty obscure, all the way from, let's see, from the EPA, Jobs and Administration, EPA, Administration for Federal Procurement, and Policy, as for Federal Procurement Policy, and Amtrak board member, like these kinds of things. But now, 6 open judgeships, which one of them he wants to put Emile Beauvais in. Now, Emile Beauvais, if you don't know, is he's well known for discrediting whistleblowers and basically just saying, oh, well, I'm going to take your complaints, your proof, your evidence. I'm just going to toss it because nobody is above Trumpster Fire God. Trumpster God is, man, he's amazing. But with that being said, the entire goal for Emile Beauvais is to actually get him a Supreme Court seat. That is what they're trying to do. I tell you, like, you just can't make this shit up, man. Like, what they are trying to do is ram through all of these guys, and they want it done this week. He wants it done this week. So what he is essentially trying to do is completely wipe out all of government and replace it only with sycophants. Then not only that, as he did last time, as he's done several times before. I don't know if you remember him talking about, but there was no Russian collusion or anything like that, which there was. There was actual evidence that they weren't tampering with our machines, but they were implementing disinformation and misinformation in order to be able to sway the thoughts for votes. Not only that, I believe he had said, if China was listening, China should want to look into the emails. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the guy was literally out there trying to tell his people to, hey, investigate the people that are running against me so that way I can win. Right? Well, he's at it again. And he is pressing all of his people to do redistricting, and most especially in Texas. Now, I have been doing, I know you hear me going through some papers because I took notes on this because this is going to be one of my podcast episodes, but we didn't get to do it yesterday. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this now because every single second there's something new coming up, so it's not really going to make a difference. So I think it's best to try and get to you now. So as it stands right now, you have the Dems. They're ready to spend $20 million to deploy 30,000 volunteers against Texas redistricting. That's right. So essentially, now I don't like super PACs, but for this instance, it is a good deal. And so what they're doing is they're trying to get these 30,000 volunteers to go out and go to red areas where you have persuadable Republicans and independents, and basically just try and campaign to them and just tell them, hey, look, this is what we're trying to do. Because right now they are trying to essentially take out, especially in places that have a high count of people of color, which, I mean, Texas is a very high Spanish population. But not only Spanish, there are people of color. It's a high population of it. And so what they're trying to do, what the Republicans are trying to do, is squeeze them into these little pockets so that their votes don't make much. But then in doing all that and in clumping them all together, that gives them more representation, right? Now, that more representation does not look like the people that they are trying to represent, right? this super PAC is funding them the 20 million so that they can get out there and tell these people. And then you have people like Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico, and I think Beto O'Rourke too. You have a lot of representation in the legislature sphere that are saying we are in with this and we are trying to make sure. And then, I'm not really too keen on Gavin Newsom. He just, like, some things that he does are good. And yeah, he's a slick kind of guy, he's a smooth talking kind of guy, but he's not necessarily the person that I would choose, especially for president. But I do think that his strategy of, hey, let's play like they do. Because at this point right now, Dems, I would hope that someone or somehow you guys could make this go viral enough so that this one simple part can be heard. Democratic leadership, where the fuck are you at? I am so sick and tired of you going out here and not doing a damn thing against them. You might say a little something here, but the most thing that you really do to really try and do, well, the only thing you do against Republicans is campaign against them. You let them do what they do. And I understand a lot of you are going to be like, well, we don't have the majority, we don't do this, but you don't really do anything. We don't hear anything from you. We don't see you doing anything. What we do see you doing is anytime they do something, here you come out with a campaign email. Hey, send me $5. These guys over here that we could be stopping, that we could be talking about, that we could be putting out measures and all kinds of things and cornering them to stop doing what they're doing. We could be doing all that, but we can't. So we're just going to campaign on it, and then just give me $5 for my campaign. Yeah. Hey, I'm about to be primaried. Send me $5. But you're not doing a fucking thing. So this whole time that he's been back in office, I mean, you have your small handful of people. And then on top of that, if you're still siding with Israel, why the fuck should we be bothered to even remember your name? I'm sorry. Like, Mamdani really set the bar high. I mean, because it's not even really that high. It's just a simple thing. Do you support Israel? No. Where are you going to go if you're elected? Where would you go first? I'm going to Israel. Mamdani, I'm staying here in New York, and I'm taking care of the people here, the people who elected me. Israel didn't elect me. New Yorkers did. See what I'm saying? That is where the bar is. And if you can't meet up with that, then your name just goes and it's erased. I don't care. I don't remember who you are. I don't care. I mean, think about it. It's like, 435 people in House? How many of them do we know of? And most of them, they're all trying, on the Republican side, you had fancy Grace, Nancy Mace, whatever. She saw her point that, hey, let me get out there. Let me be the harshest, dumbest motherfucker out here, motherfuckers. Yeah, I'm going to tell you women not to be like me while trying to do more for me. That really blew my mind. The fact that during the campaign, you actually had women telling other women, stay in the house, don't get a job, listen to your husband, don't vote unless you vote the way your husband does. You don't want to be like me. You don't want to be like me. Because men don't like us. Men don't care about us. And we're not supposed to be here. But I'm here telling you that. What? So, I just need all of you Democratic leadership to understand and to know that fuck what you got to say if you're not saying anything or doing anything to help us. Fuck you. Primary. And let's stop hiring rich people, please. Let's stop hiring people that haven't gone through the struggles like we have. Let's stop hiring in people that are telling us all these things when we can actively see what they stand for. Let's stop hurting ourselves and start voting in what we need and telling these people outright, calling their offices, everything, saying, if you don't do this, you get this. Simple, right? I don't know. Anyway, just a little suggestion. Sorry for the shaking.